Hi, I'm Miss Barb, and I'm here at the Lenawee District Library today to show you how to do some folded flowers. Now, you can pick up a kit at the main branch or at any of the other branches of the library. This is what it looks like. Has a couple pieces of paper in it, a couple of stems, and the instructions, of course, are in this video, which will be available online. I think there's a little address down here for you even to help you out. Let's move on to the other one. This is what the other one looks like. I have another model here. This was made with scrapbooking paper. This is made with origami paper. So again, you can see that both sides of the paper are showing. So you need to make a decision. Oh, here's one I should show you. If you happen to get a hold of paper that is two-sided, this makes a lovely flower. But we are working with paper that is white on one side, so you need to decide if you want the white to be where the petals are, or if you want which I don't, or if you want the white to be the base of the flower. So I'm going to be teaching you so that the color is on the petals and the white is on the base of the flower. We'll keep that one close by. So we're going to start this one the same way as we started. No, we aren't. We're starting it the opposite of what we started the other. You're going to start with your paper white side up, and we're going to fold diagonals. Again, match up your corners. Make sure you have a nice sharp crease. Open it back up and fold the other diagonal as well. Triangle shape. And the next thing we're going to do, just like we did before, we're going to open it up, flip the paper over, and we're going to fold it in half. Crease it, open it up, fold it in half the other way, and give it a nice crease. Match those corners. Looks like this. Don't open it up. And we're going to do just like we did before. We're going to hang on to it by these two lower corners here where the fold is. Bring our hands up and together. It makes that propeller shape. Flatten it so you have two layers on each side. It's just like before, except it's inside out. We have the white on the outside this time instead of the color. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do, yes, we are going to do what's called a squash fold. So you're going to set this down in front of you, and I'm setting it so that it looks right to you. I want you to have the folded edges closest to you. Cut edges are away from you. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift up one layer on the left side. This has a pocket up here at the top. I'm putting my finger into it. If you look at it, you'll see the pocket. We're going to squash this pocket. When we do, this crease line right along here needs to land in the middle. So I'm going to put a finger inside so I can get the sides to open up. And then I'm watching this crease line and making sure that it lands right where these 2 points come together. And I'm going to crease it. So you should see that. You should see that familiar kite shape coming into play here. Now take the whole thing, turn it over, and you're going to pick up one layer from the left side, just like we did before. You're going to open the pocket at the top. Probably need to place a finger in there. Open it up and press it down. Again, you're watching this crease line to make sure that it lands in the center before you crease the other sides. Looks like that. Now we have two more that we need to do that with. This one and this one. Right now they're not accessible, so we have to do some manipulation. So place it down in front of you, again, so that the folded edges are toward you, and you're going to pick up one layer from the left side. It's a smaller layer. Fold it over to the right along the center line, like that. Flip it over, Do the same thing on the back. Pick up one layer from the left side, fold it over to the right. Now, here's one of those pocket flaps. I need to squash this one. I'm opening it up at the top, pressing it down and watching that center fold line, making sure it stays in the center, and creasing. Looks like this. Our kite shape, once again, is starting to take shape. Turn it over. You can do the same thing on the back. This last one is available now. So again, I'm going to put my finger in there and open it up. And I'm going to press it flat so that this crease line stays in the center. And make sure I have sharp creases on both sides. There's my kite shape. Yes, and now what do I want to do next? Oh, yes. You're going to take the bottom point, it's bottom to you, and you're going to fold it up even with the top points. So you're kind of folding it in half, but nothing matches because it's not the right shape for that. But this is what it looks like. And be sure you have a nice sharp crease down here. And then I'm standing it up so that I can look into this area where the points are sticking up. I'm not flattening it out yet. I'm not doing anything with this one yet, but there are 4 corners that are sticking up here, 4 points. What I want to do is I want to fold the 2 that are on my right over to the right-hand side of my table, and the 2 that are on the left over to the left-hand side, and they will go on top of this point and cover it up. Now look what's happening in the center. We've got this funny little pieces of paper sticking up. Those are going to be squashed just like we've squashed the other pockets. There is a fold line right along the middle, and when I squash, and you may have to stick a finger in there, I want to make sure that fold line lands in the center. The center is right at the corner of this, the corner of this, what do I call that? Valley, the center of that valley. How's that? And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one, putting my finger inside, and then I'm flattening it so that the crease line stays in the center. And now you have this shape. Very odd shape, but it's going to be a beautiful flower. Okay, so put it back down in front of you so that the point, that narrow point of the flower is toward you. And we still have these 4 points. The 4 points now need to be folded to the side rather than the top or the bottom as they are right now. So I'm going to take this one that's at your top and fold it out to the side, and I'm folding right along this triangle squash. And I'm going to take the other top one, fold it to the side, and again I'm folding it right along this triangle squash that I just did. And so it'll look like this. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom. These 2 will be folded up in order to stick out to the side. And I'm still folding along that triangle. That triangle is so helpful. There's one, and here's the other. So you can see the flower starting to take shape. This is the bottom of the flower, obviously, and here are the petals of the flower. They're not quite done yet, but we only need to do one more move, and then they will be done. We're going to do another squash fold. These 4 petals are all pockets. So one at a time, I'm going to come in and open them up and squash them flat. Now, it's a little bit hard to tell how they're centered. So you may have to look at the back. And if you look at the back, you can see better where the center fold is. It's not at this corner. It's a little off from that. And that's what I want to match up with the crease line that's on that pocket. When I do, it gives me a kite shape. And that's what I'm aiming for, that kite shape. So let's try another one. Open up the pocket. I'm pressing it down, and I'm watching that fold line again. And on the back, I'm watching the base of the pocket. That's my center line on the back. It'll look like that when you get it into position. And then you crease it. And there you have another kite shape. I have 2 more to go. Open, press, line it up, and squash. We're making progress. 1 more. Open it up, press, line it up, and squash. There you are. You now have 4 petals, and your flower is complete except for the stem. So we're going to do the stem the same way as we did the other one. I'm going to take my sharp pencil, and I'm pushing it down into the bottom of the flower, right down here, and I'm pressing gently but firmly until I can see it just barely coming through. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe against my white shirt you can see that a little bit. And then I'm going to take my stem, and I'm going to bend over the one end of it. So I have a little knob there. And I'm just going to slide it in gently. Oh, that one went very easily. Pulling it down until my little knob goes all the way to the bottom of my flower. Voila! Spring flowers. And don't forget, you can get a kit at the library or any branch, and no cost, and have some fun. Thank you.